Doomed to Repeat is a Delta Green actual play podcast with violent themes and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to episode 6 of Doomed to Repeat. I'm Sergio, your handler. Tonight, we continue our playthrough of the scenario Reverberations by Shane Ivey. As of the release of this episode, our podcast has been live now for about 4 weeks. And in that time, we have been blown away by the love and support we've received from you, our listeners. Every time we get a message from you on our Discord or our social medias, we eagerly race to our phones to respond. We're excited to interact with you, and we hope you know we're listening. We can see that folks are tuning in from the US, but also the UK, Germany, Australia, Sweden, New Zealand, Canada, Belgium, and Denmark, as well as others. To all of you, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for giving our show a try. We hope you're enjoying it, and stay tuned because there's a lot more exciting stuff in the works.
Dear Ryan, I'm sure you figured out by now that I'm not with Nana and Pop Pop. I mean, what can I say? Another fucking criminal has been brought in and Alright, that was crap. Okay, let me just scratch it. Okay, what can I say? Okay, so I'm just... Alright, what can I say? I'm hunting another... No, that's not it. Fuck it. Okay, you know what? You know what I want to say? I want to say I got picked up by a government organization with some... How can I say? Supernatural, cultic kind of shit. You know, the kind that I know you're gonna love when I get back home. You're gonna bathe me in a bath of holy water after this shit. So, just to get this off my chest, my old-ass boss, Fluke, who really fluked himself, got shot through and through, but he's lucky because, I don't know, this Agent Frog, oh god, this one, what's with these fucking F names at this place? Anyway, no, this guy, dumbass, got shot because he didn't put 2 and 2 together that he's on the fucking field like a regular fucking agent. But anyways, he got his ass shot, and we're in an arcade right now, and I can't help but look at that Pac-Man machine and think about our first date, as this guy's crying in the fucking bathroom, but neither here nor there. Anyway, while we're undercover, we got tipped off about a drug deal that's going down. I know, this is not going to go well, especially with my temper, but you're not here, so shit is what it is. This is the weird thing, though. This drug deal, this stuff's not to be fucked around with, okay? It's Reverb, and I've never heard of it, and I was in this club the other night, and when I'm telling you, I didn't even take this shit, but just being around it, oh my god, everything was tipsy-turny. This was worse than our wedding night. That's how wrecked I got. And I swear, as soon as I left that building, it was like I just purged all that crap out. This is not normal, and from what I found out, what was later discussed, that it's something attached to another planet called Lao. Like, I'm just from California. What the fuck do I know about this shit? But apparently Lao is connected to the supernatural. And it's connected to a god named Shur Khan. Where the fuck is Frog? God damn it, I didn't pay attention in this part. Jesus Christ. Anyway, look, I just have to get this off my chest because, you know me, the more amped I get, the more... Anyway, did I tell you about these whiny-ass pansies I also have to work with? Let me tell you about this little Clark Kent wannabe loser. All right, honey, this boy, Oliver, he's trying so hard to be the superhero in his own movie, acting like it's only me who could save the city. Like, fuck me, bruh. I bet you this guy's never been punched before in his life, okay? It is like, and I'm not trying to be that asshole, but this guy's gonna get me fucking killed. He reminds me of, you know those West Point assholes that come in, they know what they're doing, now they're in charge of the unit? Fucking core like that shit. This is that guy. He's gonna get us killed because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and he doesn't care. Oh god, and I didn't even tell you about his fucking shadow. This weird little mousy chick named Rose. Look, I kind of ignore her anytime she starts talking because I just feel nothing but bullshit coming out of her mouth. But that's the problem with working with fucking civilians. They don't get it. They're off doing... They think they know what's best, they don't come up with a plan, and then they're gonna get the rest of us killed. They do not know what it's like to work as a unit and to have each other's back. They don't have loyalty, no honor. I may actually end up killing somebody today. What was it? Hold on, I'm looking across the street right now. Stupid chick's record store, this chick named Echo, and then all of a sudden this drug deal. Again, another person who I have no faith. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit, that is a lot of guns. Hold on, babe. I gotta go to work right now. I miss you. I wish you luck. Wish me luck. And, God, I just want to see you so soon. Take the letter, now rip it up.
It's Sunday, October 28th, 1984, at 11 p.m. Before we go outside, Echo, I need you to make an alertness check for me, please. It's a little bit of a retroactive check.
Succeed with a 49.
The first thing you notice is that there is a puddle of liquid where this punk was standing. And you look up at him, and you notice as he turns, on the center of his left wrist, there is a small tattoo. And you recognize this tattoo. It is the same Egyptian stylized eye that you saw at the train depot. He makes the corner, disappears out of your sight when this kind of dawns on you. Let's go outside. I'm going to let all the agents know up front that the gangsters, there are 4 gangsters, all of them just kind of aiming their weapons at you, have readied their actions. That if any aggression is perpetrated against them, they will have the chance to fire first.
I'm gonna make it. If I willingly fail this sanity check, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm gonna fuck. Okay, it's a 31, which for me is barely squeaking out a success.
So you manage to keep your cool even though you are seething inside. You hate it when these punks get the better of you, but you know that you are dead to rights if you do anything stupid. Echo, you see the Buttram Willis brothers walk outside, and they're kind of standing about 20, 30 feet away from the scene, but one of them turns to you and they say, "Yo, Echo, is this them?"
I just nod at him.
Put those guns down or you're all dead.
The 3 brothers kind of chuckle, and they're keeping their distance, but they say, yeah, that doesn't look like that. Frog, do you want to do anything?
Okay, I'm going to lift my hands and say, we're in a dead end, right?
You're in an alley. No, there is actually an exit through the alley on the opposite side.
Okay, I'll still try it, and I'll just try to say, I know everyone's a little stressed, but isn't it kind of weird that your boy is gone?
Make a persuasion check.
God. Oh, God. Please. Okay, that's a 16.
Certainly all of the gangsters that are by you, the 4 of them who are aiming their guns, they look down the alleyway and they are noticing that Tony Bessos is not there where he should be, just a few feet away. Agent Frost, you have come out of the building that you were in and you see across the street this scene. You still have your rifle assembled. What are you doing?
On my turn, could I have just said one thing?
Sure.
Does anybody have a motherfucking Twinkie?
Having heard that, I'm going to get to a car, is there a car, near me that I can...
Yeah, directly in front of you, there are parked
Perfect.
cars.
I'm going to get in that parked car, line up the scope, reach into my pocket, take out a flare, and I'm going to ignite it, but I'm going to not throw it in their direction. I want it in the opposite side direction, so everyone kind of has to turn around. And when that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw the flare, get their attention.
So first, just give me a stealth check to make sure that you are quiet enough that they don't notice you before you start doing your action.
Don't pass it.
So you run up to a car, but as you're doing so, you're kind of dropping some of the bags to get ready to start pulling out the flare. But it's enough noise that the 3 brothers who are away from the other agents kind of notice the noise. And on the gangsters' turn, all the gangsters kind of aiming their guns at Frog and Fluke are looking down the alleyway, and they are saying back to the brothers, "Hey, yo, Tony's not here. What's going on, man? Where'd he go? Where'd that weird punk go?" And the brothers hear the commotion across the street. They see you duck behind the car, Frost, and the three brothers go, "Hey, yo, let's get out of here." And the three of them are actually just going to run away from the scene. And I think the other gangsters are also going to be confused and weirded out as to what's going on, and they're just going to start running away. Before they leave, one of the brothers turns to Echo and says, "Yo, you with us or you staying?"
I'm with you. I'll run with them.
Okay, gotcha. As you join them, they actually toss you a gun. They toss you a small snub-nosed revolver, but you catch it and you start running with them. Back at the top of the initiative, Fluke, the gangsters seems weirded out. They hear a noise from behind a car and they start running.
Is there any cover?
There is some cover within the alley, yes. There's like a big dumpster.
Okay, I'm going to run behind the dumpster, duck, and then how far does that put me away from the closest gangster?
Probably not more than 20 feet at the most.
Okay, I will open fire at the closest gangster with my shotgun.
Okay, gotcha.
65 puts me below 70. That is a success.
Okay, roll your damage.
Okay, that's 4 points of damage. Told you were gonna fucking die.
Frog, it's your turn.
Okay. Shoot. The one that he shot, is he like debilitated at all?
He definitely reacted to the shot. It looks like it was more like in his leg. He stumbles, but he's still trying to keep up with the other boys that are running.
Kneecap him.
I am going to try to make a called shot for his legs.
Okay.
Anywhere around his legs.
Something non-lethal, like in his legs or arms or something. Yeah, go ahead and make a firearms at -20.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 33.
That is a success. Deal that damage.
Let's use the light pistol. That's 8 points of damage! Oh no!
He drops to the ground, stops moving, and it is now Echo's turn. Echo, I can say that if you use all of your movement and your action, you can get to the getaway car that they are running to.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it.
You are able to dive in. Frost, it is your turn. You still see some of the guys making a corner. One is just dropped.
Mm-hmm. Do I see them? Do I see the getaway car? Do I see them getting into the car?
You don't see the getaway car, no.
Okay.
It's around the corner.
So who do I see actually in my vision then? Is it just 1, 2, or?
I will say that there are 2 individuals that have still not disappeared around the corner.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do a non-lethal shot in the also leg.
Okay, so we'll say
Remington 700?
Honey, you got no room to talk. I'm gonna try to do a trick shot right now.
Okay. At -20, make a firearms check.
-20. Damn. Well, suckers. That's a 16. I made that
hell
shot.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Jeez. Because you succeeded, roll your lethality roll now.
I mean, one prisoner would be nice.
Kill him.
Oh no, I definitely did not with the number I got. I got like 90.
What is that
Is
number?
it 95?
Okay, yeah, that's not going to do it. So now you just have to roll your damage. I think it's a D12 plus 2.
Got it.
Fill a D12.
It'll be fine.
So crazy.
It'll totally be fine. That's only as much health as all of us have.
Yep.
Let's see. That's a 6. Oh, an 8.
You do shoot him in the leg like you liked,
Okay.
but it's a light rifle, so his knee explodes. He collapses to the ground and kind of rolls a couple of times, but he's screaming in agony.
How much arterial spray?
A lot. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still like a fine mist in the air.
No.
Okay. Knowing
Why would you
what
ask
she's
that?
like, as soon as she hits that shot, she's gonna be like, "Gotcha, bitch." That's how she's gonna.
On the gangster's turn, Echo, you watch as everyone, including the Leroy brothers, or excuse me, the Buttram Willis brothers, jump into the car and start it. They're not able to move as they've used like all of their movement and action to kind of get in, but they're about to drive away. Back to Fluke. You do not see the guys. You hear a car turn on around the other side, but you do see one of the folks is kind of in the middle of the street screaming in pain.
Well, I could give a fuck about that, so I will charge out into the street, and then when I charge out into the street, do I have sight on the vehicle?
I will say you can use all of your movement and all of your action, and yes, you will see them on the
Okay,
street.
so I can get out there, but I can't make a shot.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll just charge out there and I'll look at the guy screaming in agony with, that's bleeding out from his now gaping knee hole, and I'll just give Agent Frost a thumbs up.
I want to give it right back.
Frog, do you want to do anything?
I want to, make a run towards the car. We'll get to the boy.
You're basically besides Fluke. You have not made it across to the car yet.
Ooh, do any of us? Yeah. Sorry, do any of us catch the license plate on that car?
Oh yeah, you can see.
Okay.
You can see right in the front there.
Okay.
Echo, I will say that you really can't do anything unless you want to say anything for this round.
I don't want to say anything right now. I'm like freaked out. I'm just like looking at the two out, through the window as we're driving away.
Frost, are you doing anything?
I'm just gonna kind of stay in my area and just like wait for a hand motion to come up.
The car flips into drive, the wheels squeal, and they head directly towards Fluke and Frog. I need you both to make dexterity saves as this car is about to ram.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Yeah. Failed with an 81.
Okay, I succeed with a 29.
So Fluke, you successfully dive out of the way. You hit the ground hard, though. You're going to take a point of damage, especially since you have that left arm that is still kind of in a sling. So that a suture tears because of that dive. Agent Frog, you take 6 points of damage as you just roll over the top of this car and land on the ground. The car screeches to the left and starts glaring down the street in the opposite direction of you. Fluke, you're on the ground. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot this motherfucker's tire out.
Copy that. That is a called shot. Then
Yeah.
Just at -20.
Okay. I fail with a 70.
Your shots ring out into the night. The car continues moving. Frog, you lost over 5 health in one round. I'm going to say that you are stunned. Make a con times 5 roll for me real quick.
At least it's not a train.
That's true.
At least it's not a train. That is a fail.
So for this round, the wind has been knocked out of you. Your back is throbbing in pain, and it just takes a minute to compose yourself. And they drive off.
Ooh, question: do I not get my?
You will.
Oh.
If you would like to take a shot, you can absolutely.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm taking a shot.
Oh my gosh, please blow this tire out.
Come on, give me this. 2 double zeros and a 2.
Oh,
sweet fucking fuck.
The driver is going to make a drive roll.
Best. Aaron and I are about to go do business.
The car, suddenly the back tire explodes and the car begins kind of swerving wildly. The driver, one of the Butcher Willis brothers, tries to kind of re-maneuver it and get it going, but it does smash into a big mess of garbage. You are, along with everyone in the car, are going to take a point of damage, Echo. On their turn, the tires squeal, and now the sparks are flying on that one tire, but the car continues driving. Echo, you are driving with the gangsters in the car. You just witnessed Frog, who you know as Agent Bluth, just get hit by the car, and you are speeding down the road. A lot of the gangsters are like, "Fuck yeah, that was awesome!" You know, they're having a good time. What are you doing?
I'm like concerned, but I eventually just start kind of laughing along just to play the fucking part. But I'll eventually like lean over. It's like, hey man, like, what was all that about? What happened to Tony?
I don't know what the fuck happened to Tony. He should have been there. Where'd he go?
I don't know. Tony's not here, and he wasn't with us when we were running.
I'll give him a call when we get somewhere. I'll see what he's up to. He's got to be fine.
What was that kid, man?
I don't know, man. He was fucking weird, man.
Yeah, man. He was oozing something.
The other gangsters are kind of reacting to this conversation you're having with one of the Butcher Willis brothers, and they're like, you know, the tone kind of changes, and one of them goes, "Oh shit, Jerry ain't with us. Oh shit, and where's Willie?" You know, they're realizing two of their friends went down, and things get quiet. And then you ask, you know, "Can you drop me off?" "Yeah, sure. Where you want to be dropped off somewhere in particular?"
Nah, just drop me off a couple blocks down, unless you need me for something.
Yeah, and they do that. They say, "Hey, yo, stay close to a phone in case we need you for something, okay?"
Yeah, of course. I'll be there.
And we're gonna remember this. We know everything went to shit, but thank you for this.
You're welcome. Anything to help out.
So they are now out of sight. So Fluke, Frog, and Frost, you are out on the street as one of the gangsters is still kind of writhing in pain.
I pull out my pistol and I shoot the gangster in the face, then put him out of his misery.
Okay. I think that's easy enough to do that. You blow his head off, and he stops moving.
And then I will immediately run to Agent Frog and assess the damage.
Frog, go ahead and give me another con times 5 roll.
Oh, that's barely a fail with a 59.
Okay. So unfortunately, Fluke, you are, trying to coax Frog up from the floor, but she's like, she's coming in and out of consciousness. She's having a hard time breathing. She's real beat up.
Does her neck look okay?
It looks like her neck is okay because she's moving her arms, she's moving from side to side. She's just really taken a bad hit. And it's around that time that you hear the police sirens.
Well, we're cops, so I don't think we're too worried about that. I think our priority right now is getting Agent Frog taken care of. In fact, I think what Agent Frost, unless you have a different idea, I think we wait for these uniforms to show up and then we have them call an ambulance over right away.
Sure enough, a few seconds later, coming down the opposite side of the street are 2 patrol cars, lights blaring, sirens blaring. They stop, they get out, their guns are drawn as they see you guys are carrying weapons.
I'll have my badge handy.
Likewise, I'll have badge hand, and I'm going to actually put the rifle on the ground so they know that...
I will say that by now...
Can I talk?
You are starting to come together, yeah, so you'll probably be able to say something. But sure enough, the police see you, even if they do come close with guns drawn. As soon as they see the badges, they ask you questions. They ask you specifically, okay, who are you? Where are you from? They see your federal agent badges. You obviously, if you're showing them your badges, you have to give them your real names. Yeah. They come over, they see that Agent Frog has been hit. They recognize her as Alicia Bluth, and they call an ambulance. And in the next 10 or so minutes, an ambulance will arrive. Is there anything you're doing in that meantime?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't tell them that we had a sting set up and we were running an anti-drug op.
Okay.
I'm gonna motion, with my head, in the direction of the van. Do we tell them about the van? Put a APB out on the van? I'm just gonna be like...
Oh no, yes, we will definitely do that. We will definitely tell them who is in the van, what it is we witnessed, and we will ask that van have an APB put out on it.
They do so.
I'm going to tug on Fluke again, and be like, and that woman Echo, do we name her, or do we keep that quiet?
I'll have to wait on that one.
Okay, so I'm just gonna be mum on that one.
I'll just, seeing that Agent Frog is stirring, I'll just kneel down next to her and say, "You okay?" Relatively speaking.
Well, I was almost parked car, so no. We'll say that.
Anything broken?
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably. Hey, how's that offer for the weird, whatever, art, drawing thing you were talking about earlier? We might...
I'll teach you at the hospital.
Thank you so much. Okay.
The ambulance arrives. Agent Frog is put into a gurney and lifted into the vehicle. Is anyone going with her to the hospital, or because you do have a patrol car that you have been working out of?
Okay. Yeah, we do have our. I'll ask. Frost, do you want to take the car? I'll ride in the ambulance.
I'll take the car.
Fluke, you jump into the ambulance and they drive off. Frost, you jump into the patrol car and you start following. And that's when you look to your right and you realize that the recorder for Nunez's wire is still there and it is still rolling.
Oh, I have my radio, correct? So, yeah, I do. So I'm going to radio and be really quickly to Fluke. I'll be like, I still got that wiretap going live.
Don't put it on the radio. People can hear. Listen to it and tell me what you find.
Copy. Just go silent. And I'm going to listen in.
You kind of unplug the headphones so that it can just kind of play out of its own speakers, and you just hear static. And you realize that, okay, maybe he's out of range or something, but you can rewind.
I'm driving currently, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna wait till we get to the actual hospital first because I don't want to actually wreck. So I'm gonna drive, but I'm gonna like kind of turn that noise down. I'll be like, okay, and I'm gonna make note to play that when I am at the hospital and it's a moment of quiet.
Got it. So you basically hit stop. Eventually, the ambulance hits the hospital, and you hit the hospital parking lot. It's about a little after midnight.
I really want to actually check on Frog first. No, let me. Damn it! All right, let me play the tape. Let me rewind it and play.
Well, is the radio detachable? Is it something that she could take with her out of the car?
It's basically like a cassette player.
Oh.
That if she wanted to, she could walk anywhere with it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Let me take the cassette player in because I do want to check on Agent Frog ASAP.
It takes a little while, but Agent Frog is taken into the emergency room and checked. Agent Frog, make a luck roll for me.
That's a 55.
You're beat up. You definitely have a cracked rib, and you've got a fracture in your forearm. It's something that'll take some time, but you're alive. The doctors say you're lucky to be alive. They certainly ask you a lot of questions. The police kind of, once you're able to speak, they ask you questions specifically about what happened. They take detailed notes. This is going to be over the course of the entire evening as you heal. But I'm going to say that the hospital is able to heal you, and they're going to heal you for 2 points of health. And as the days go on, you'll get better and better. You are hanging out in a patient room. I assume Fluke is there with you, and eventually Frost shows up.
I'm gonna just come in and kind of do, like, I'm gonna wiggle the cassette player and be like, I brought this in.
I'll just put my body weight against the door so that we'll at least have a second of warning if someone comes in.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the tape player down near, like, I guess, a little table if they have it, and I'm gonna go ahead and press play. Or rewind and then press play.
You rewind to where you think is appropriate, you hit play, and what you hear is the kind of trail end of this deal that you were only able to hear through the playback. And then you hear the footsteps as him and Tony Bessos step out and start walking, and they turn the corner, and then you hear the sound of heavy wings and wind blowing, and it's quiet for a moment, and then you hear Nunez very quietly whisper, "Wow." Then there's more wing beat, the sound of wind. A moment passes and Nunez asks,
"Where are we going?"
More wing beat. And then this horrible animal-like screech, almost in response to what Nunez says. And then there's a moment, and Nunez whispers,
"That's good. I'm looking forward to meeting him."
Oh.
And then the audio turns to snow. Just noise.
Fuck.
I'm gonna ask all three of you to make sanity checks.
That's fair.
Okay, as soon as we started playing the tape, I have my sanity check dice ready, but I fail with a 43.
Okay, if you fail, roll a d4. If you succeed, you just lose 1 point of sanity. With that said, Agent Frog, Nunez was a close friend of yours. He put himself on the line many times. You know wherever he is not good, and your stress levels they skyrocket, and your vision fades. And you're now effectively blind in bed as your disorder has kicked in. Agent Fluke, you have failed your sanity check. I'm going to ask for another sanity check, or your disorder is going to kick in.
Poor Frost. Poor Frost.
Also, for the record, I don't know if it matters right now, but my sanity is now at a 35.
Sweet Christ.
Oh my god.
Good fucking god, man.
And I succeed this sanity check with a 2.
Okay, great. Wow. You managed to maintain your composure, even though you really want to smash that recording. But your new breaking point then is it's like 33?
31.
So let's cut away from our agents. Echo, let's go to Echo since she was the one kind of most involved. It's getting pretty late, but is there anything you want to do before the end of the night?
How late is it?
It's getting on like 12:30.
The only thing I could think of doing is trying to call Rose back.
Rose, you are at home, relaxing with Oliver, probably doing something that has nothing to do with awful street violence.
We've had a lovely evening. We've been looking at crossword puzzles. We've been looking a little bit at our research. drinking wine.
We got some Polish food. It was very good.
And you get a call on your home line.
I'll pick up. Hello?
Rose?
Yeah,
Hey,
Echo.
Hey. Where are you?
We're home. What? Do you need us to come get you? What happened? Are you okay? Where are you?
Yes,
We're coming to you.
I have no idea where the fuck I am.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm walking the streets right now.
Get to somewhere you know where you are, and then call me, and Ollie and I'll come get you.
Okay.
It'll be just. Are you okay?
No. I'll call you when I find somewhere for you to get me. Okay, cool.
I hang up.
I think it's easy enough to find a neighborhood or somebody's home whom you recognize or know. And if that's what the plan is, eventually Oliver and Rose can show up in their car and pick you up.
I just get in the car and I slam the door, and I just sit there, and I don't say anything.
I'll kind of glance over at Oliver, and then I'll just start driving home.
You get back to your apartment, and it's time to go to bed. I assume you offer Echo the couch, or maybe an extra seat or something.
Wherever she wants. I'll try and warm up some of our leftovers and put it out for her in case she gets hungry or anything. Echo, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I know. I don't understand what happened, so I don't know right now. All I know is that those guys, those people you're working with showed up at my shop tonight, and I don't know what happened, but it's not good.
Did they try to hurt you?
No. The Pony Down is getting involved with Reverb, and they were coming by the shop to do the exchange, and they had a kid show up, and he was slimy. He was, I don't know what he was, but he wasn't. And then there was shooting, and then I ran, and Bluth. I don't know if Bluth is okay.
What? That's Frog, right?
Frog. I don't know who Frog is, but Bluth is.
Yeah, it's Frog.
There was a kid that showed up to do the reverb.
Yeah.
Drop.
Yeah. I mean, he looked like a kid. He was wearing a gremlin mask. He left a puddle on my floor.
Like he peed?
No, it was it was sticky. It was oozy. It was all over the bag that they exchanged, and that they didn't even. I don't understand, man. They didn't even want money. They wanted Tony, and Tony went with him, and Tony wasn't with us at the end. Tony disappeared, and I don't know where he went.
Oh, what do you mean just disappeared? Like he got out of your way? He went down an alley? What?
He walked down the alley, and then those assholes followed him. And then when Pony Down went after the agents, Tony wasn't in the alley, and it spooked the guys. I don't know where Tony went.
While she's saying this, can I have gotten my first aid kit and started patching her up from the little injuries she got when the car hit the stuff?
Sure, yeah. Make a first aid roll.
I got a 69, so I failed. But did I fail?
With a failure, unfortunately, you're you kind of check her over, and though she does seem shaken and she seems to be in some kind of pain, it doesn't look like something you can actually do with a first aid kit. It doesn't seem like.
I swat her hands away from me.
If you want, we have wine instead.
There's actually a lot.
Just wine?
Yeah, I mean,
I have a little bit of whiskey.
Please.
You want that? Yeah, all right. I'll give her some. I'll give her probably. There's probably not much whiskey left, so I'll give her probably the rest of it.
The kid though, he had a tattoo, and it was I don't know, an eye of some kind, and I think I might know where they're delivering Reverb. There's I found a stash box.
Oh shit! Like a dead drop,
Yeah, somewhere to just stash and go.
Well, that's a find right there. That's just gonna give us a lot of help here.
Do
we know when they drop off? Do we know the cycle there?
No, I don't. But I have people like keeping an eye out for unusual people. There's some type of new like gang or something coming around, and I think those are the guys who are doing reverb. I don't know.
How much reverb do you figure we'd have to take from that dead drop before whoever it is that supplies it took notice?
I mean, it's big. It's like a huge box, so I don't know how much before someone knows it's missing.
It's getting close to 2 a.m. now.
But it's gonna have to wait until tomorrow, because I'm fucking tired.
Probably best if they never see Echo again.
No.
Okay. Well, sleep here tonight, or indefinitely, honestly, and then we'll figure it out in the morning.
So you all go to rest. Eventually, Fluke and Frost, you either get rest at the hospital or you head back to wherever you've been staying.
Before it gets too late, I will, per Frog's request, if there's time, we'll go through the motions of trying to teach her the Elder Sign.
Okay.
Am I still blind?
Oh shit!
I think that with enough time, the blindness will subside. Eventually, your heart rate goes down, the nurse comes in and checks, and you mention, oh, I've also lost my sight right now. And, after a few rounds of tests, they realize, oh, this is just symptomatic, psychosymptomatic, and you calm down, and eventually you're able to see again, yes. It's quite late into the evening, but if you wanted to, you could practice learning the sign from Fluke.
I don't think I have anything. And does it have to be something you wear? Can I do it on, like, a pistol?
You could do it on a pistol, but I would argue you probably don't have the tools right now to pull it off. You're in a hospital bed, you don't have, like, a chisel or anything like that.
But can I at least, if not, can I at least teach her, like, the sign? Because she doesn't know, like, the symbol yet.
Yes.
So that...
Yeah, I'll say that she is familiar with it enough. The point is basically to be able to memorize it.
Sergio, since it's so late, can I go into like one of the residents on call rooms and just like crash out there?
Sure. You do notice that the hospital is kind of busy. There's a couple of what look to be burn victims, folks with smoke inhalation. It's kind of busy, even late in the night. When you look out the window before going to bed, you can see that portions of the city are alight with firelight. There are sirens, and you all go to bed to the sound of sirens and alarms blaring in different parts of the city. But eventually, morning comes and you all wake up. The agents of FCEL, you know that there's a couple names that Frog was able to acquire that you could look into in the database at police headquarters. You have your other leads. Friendlies, you wake up and you have the whole day ahead of you. Let's start with the agents first. What do you guys want to do?
First of all, do we have an idea of when Agent Frog is going to be discharged?
A nurse comes in and says that Frog is able to be discharged in the morning. So she can leave whenever she wants. Also, anyone that has taken damage, please make a con ×5 check. And if you succeed, you heal by 1 point.
I succeed.
Okay, so that's a success.
I am finally healed from being punched in the face.
So, Agent Frog, it's up to you. I mean, I don't know how you're feeling, but, I mean, we've got some things to chase down. I would like to go back to either the FBI field office or the police headquarters and look some things up.
Yeah, no, let's... I suppose either one will give us the same.
You know that the police headquarters would have more detailed notes on local pushers and drug dealers and things like that.
Okay. So we'll probably want to head there.
I'm all for that, but I just have to ask really quick. Do you need like food or something? Like some breakfast? Some coffee? I mean, you took a van last night. I'm just curious. Do you need like orange juice?
You did take a van last night.
I'm more focused on getting this done. We could do food later.
Okay.
You head on your way. You eventually get to the police headquarters, which is busy with activity. It's literally the day before Devil's Night, so everybody's on their guard. You eventually make it to your office, and as you are just kind of starting to get settled, it's about 10 a.m. Agent Wu stops in the threshold of your door, and he says, guys, I think I've got something you're going to want to see. Rufus Loyola Brown was arrested this morning on heroin charges. He's in a interrogation room right now. There's a chance you could talk to him, but there's a catch. Detroit PD arrested him, so it's their jurisdiction, so you're going to have to ask for permission. And secondly, as we've mentioned before, Reverb isn't illegal, so unless you've got maybe some kind of game plan, he can just shut up if you talk to him, but this is the closest we've got to one of the remaining dealers.
Oh, I've got the game plan, all right. Can we, well, who would we ask for permission to interrogate?
You're gonna have to ask, and he points in the direction of one of the deputies over there who's kind of overseeing it. You're gonna need to speak to him.
Okay, we will go speak to him then. Thank you.
As you're going, Agent Frog, just give me an alertness check.
I got a 92,
Okay.
so.
All right. It's busy in here, and you're kind of bumping shoulders with cops. They come in and out a lot, but you eventually make it over to this deputy, and he is filling out some paperwork.
Hey, excuse me, do I know his name? I don't know his name.
You know this guy is Charlie.
Okay. Charlie, we were, working on a sort of our own separate case, and we think the guy you might have, or the guy you have has something that we might be interested in. Is it okay if we talk to him
I
for
don't
a
know
bit?
about that. You're with that DEA study, aren't you?
Yes, but we're not trying to sort of stomp on whatever you guys are doing. You guys are doing a whole separate thing. We just have a few questions. We're just gonna get in there, get out.
Well, Agent Blue, we've been buttering them up all morning. If you come in and ruin the vibe, we might not be able to get anything out of them.
No one's vibe will be ruined, trust. The fact that that's nice. Trying not to be rude. Okay, listen. We really need to get in there. I promise we'll rebutter him or whatever the hell you need. But,
Hey, listen, we Bluth, we all need something, huh? And he kind of gives you a little wink, and you can tell he's like, what are you gonna do for me?
I will be standing behind Frog menacingly, and I'll just have kind of like my hands squared on my hips, just kind of like flashing my badge on my waist there that says, FBI on it.
At least he's not flashing the shotgun
No,
again.
could be worse. Do I notice
we've
anything?
grown.
Is there anything in particular about Charlie on his desk that might give away a little bit about him that I can see?
Make a luck roll.
You know what?
Yes.
You wish I had it, don't
That hair.
you? 33?
That's a success. You look at his desk, and you can see that there's a photo of his wife and his little boy.
How old is the little boy? Like vaguely.
Like maybe 4.
Is the kid wearing anything specific, like a jersey or anything that would give up anything? Or is
No, he just has kind of a little blue shirt, and white shorts. But the Deputy Charlie just says, Bluth, I've seen you around the office. You're nice looking gal. Figured you might want to maybe go on a date with someone like me.
sure your wife would like that? I'm just gonna nod towards that picture frame.
Piss him off.
His like eyes widen, and he like shuts he puts the photo of his wife down on the table. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, and I'll give you plus 20% because you hit a nerve.
Well, now we've got blackmail
That
material.
is a 15. I'm pretty sure. I got that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that sounds
definitely
like
got that.
yeah.
He suddenly is like sweating bullets, and he's like, fucking idiot. All right, look,
Yeah, Charlie.
look, get in there, but if my supervisor sees you, we're all fucking dead, so make it quick, okay?
I'm gonna do that motion that would
Got
like,
it.
have a lip seal lock it.
Yeah. You walk up, and you can see that there is a door, and on the door there's like a double-sided pane of glass, and you can see Rufus Brown, pretty big guy, buff, his hands clearly cuffed behind his back, and he's sitting in a like a metal aluminum chair, and there's an aluminum table in front of him.
Before we enter, I'll just put my hand up and I'll just look to the other 2 agents and I'll say, let me start. I know how to get this done quickly.
Is everyone walking into the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The 3 of you walk into the room, and Rufus looks up, and he says, What is this motherfucking Rainbow Coalition?
And I'm gonna laugh.
I will choose not to engage him on that. I'll just post up in front of him and I'll just kind of smile slyly and I'll just say, very calmly, now, Rufus Brown, My name is Agent Fluke. I have a couple questions for you, and I will cast Fascination.
What? You have spells?
What?
You're casting, you said?
So Agent Fluke, I need you to remove 3 willpower from your stats. Not power, but 3 willpower. The other agents, you see Agent Fluke speaking to Rufus, and he kind of begins to lean in, and you're kind of standing on opposite ends, and you can't quite hear what he's saying towards the end. It almost sounds like weird gibberish, it's like a language you don't understand or something, and it's just under his breath. I need the 3 of you to roll sanity checks.
Damn it.
What is this?
Of course I failed.
I remarkably succeed.
I passed.
Freaking magic man over here.
Agent Frost, you do not lose any sanity, and you're just like, man, this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. This is interesting. Agent Frog, you hear what he is saying, and though it doesn't make any sense to you, you suddenly begin to feel the pressure in the room change. Something's changing, and a tingle winds up your spine, and you are going to begin to lose your eyesight, but you probably maintain your composure. Agent Fluke, because you have cast this spell, I need you to roll a d6.
6.
You lose 6 sanity.
I crossed my breaking point.
That's that breaking point right there.
Now, here's what I'll say. If you want, you can project this sanity loss onto a bond.
I will definitely do
call.
that.
Okay, so you're going to roll a d4.
4.
Great. You're going to remove 4 from your bond. 4 points from your bond. You're going to remove 4 points from the amount of sanity you lost, so you only lost 2. And you are going to remove 4 willpower. He casts this spell, and you see him kind of shaking like he's trying to fight something, and then Agent Fluke just passes out. His head slams onto the table.
Whoa.
Agent Frog and Frost, you notice that Rufus Brown, who was very kind of aggressively leaning towards Fluke, has now completely relaxed and is now just kind of sitting in a very relaxed posture, just kind of staring off into the distance.
Is anything weird happening with my dog tags at this moment that I need to be?
Nothing
Okay,
strange
thank
seems to
you.
be happening, no.
All right. I'm gonna.
But you notice that Rufus Brown is in a very relaxed state of mind.
I'm gonna kind of go to Fluke first to make sure that, put my finger on his neck to make sure, his heart's beating.
His heart's beating, he's just passed out.
Going to tap on his back to, I don't know, sorry buddy. And then I'm gonna be like, are you okay? Rufus, correct? Are you
Yes.
okay?
I'm feeling really good now, yeah. Frog, give me another sanity check.
Oh, I passed with a 19.
Your vision is very slowly beginning to come back. Go ahead, Frost.
Can
continue.
you tell us, I'm just gonna not beat around the bush. What do you know about Reverb?
I know lots of things.
Can you tell me?
What do you want to know?
Start from the beginning. Tell me everything that you can.
About a month back, I got a call from this guy called Spider J. He said he wanted to do business, said he had something to sell. So he started leaving me messages about where to pick them up. I'd get them, and I'd sell the Reverb, and there'd always be another dead drop to collect. I've been doing it for about a month now. All my friends are disappearing, and I don't know why. I think it might have something to do with the Reverb, though.
Why do you think that?
Shit's crazy. You see things. You feel things.
What do you see and feel?
He begins to describe to you the feelings of being on Reverb. Besides the kind of highs, the visuals are incredibly intense, incredibly real, and it feels as if you are seeing things from the past and from the future, and it's hard to describe.
What do you see in the future? I'm curious.
Destruction, fire, death, the end of the world.
Do you know who causes it?
No.
Spider J, you said he reached out. Is there another person you deal with directly with collecting Reverb?
I've only ever dealt with Spider J. He might have a partner, but I've never met either of them.
Do you know where we could find him?
I know Spider J has family, but I don't know where I could find him. I never seen him in person. Just in dead drops, just in messages, page calls.
Do you know the page number?
He gives you the pager number.
Do you go and use different locations every time, or do you go to the same spot every time?
It's different every time.
I'm gonna kind of look back towards Frog. I'll be like, "Are you okay?"
So I'm gonna try to look like I didn't just find out that Fluke's passed out on the table.
Oh, he's alive.
Yeah.
He's fine. And I'm like, am I missing anything else?
Yeah, we're good. Does he have any reverb on him?
He does not. He was actually arrested on heroin charges.
I'll ask him one last question. I'll be like, what do you know, Rufus, more about High Sally?
She's just some chick that takes a lot of reverb. I've seen her around. She bought for me sometimes.
Where does she mostly hang out at?
She's a party girl. You find her at clubs. I think she told me she was living with her uncle. I don't know his name, though.
Do you know anything about the relationship between Spider J and Bad Luke?
They're not on the best terms, no. I think Bad Luke said he was talking to somebody else about getting reverb.
So he gets his supply from Spider J?
I think so.
Do you know where we can just get some reverb? Like right now?
If I had it on me, I'd sell it to you.
But where else?
All my other boys are gone. Bad Luke's the only other guy that I know.
Okay.
As you are kind of finishing up with him, Agent Fluke begins to rise. Agent Fluke, you can add 1 willpower point. And as he begins to rise up, Rufus shakes his head and blinks his eyes, and as if he's like coming out of something. It's like, what the fuck's going on, man?
You guys get what you needed? What we needed?
Yeah, I
Great.
think we did.
Hey man, I want to talk to my lawyer.
Let's go. I need some coffee.
That's fine.
I'm gonna help
Yeah.
Luke.
We'll help
Yeah,
walk
you
him out.
need to help him get up,
Do
and
like
you
the
walk him out.
help him by the waist, arm over my shoulder type thing.
As you are walking out, Agent Wu is there. The door closes behind you, and he's like, "How'd it go? You get anything?
We got a lot.
Get any names?"
A few. I'm gonna try to like herd us away from the door, just in case.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll tell him about Spider J. I'll also just pass along High Sally and Bad Luke in case we don't all have those.
I mean, these are all names we can look up in the database. Let's go to a computer. You all begin making your way, and that's when you hear a blood-curdling scream. A man screaming at the top of his lungs. You turn around, and you see that there's something going on in the interrogation area. A crowd of officers have kind of come around the door that you just came out of.
I'm gonna rush back towards that to see what's going on. Dragging Fluke with me.
Yeah, you're right on the periphery of this crowd of cops. One of them opens the door, and you can see past them. The interrogation room is empty. However, the aluminum table and that aluminum chair have been completely turned like tissue paper, torn apart.
Agent Fluke smiles and chuckles under his breath.
Rufus Brown is nowhere to be seen. Eventually, one of you is able to get in there and inspect it, and you find that the table, the chair, and a particular corner of the room are covered in hundreds and hundreds of tiny scratch marks.
You sneaky motherfucker.
We're going to cut away from our agents, and we're going to go to our friendlies. What do you guys want to do? You have the full day ahead of you.
I think I'm gonna get up and try to leave before Rose and Oliver.
Okay, I was gonna try
Get
and get
up.
up before she did so I could make breakfast.
Okay, then we need to have some kind of contested check. Let's do a con times 5 roll to see who gets up first.
I succeed with a 2.
I succeed with a 46.
As we are reminded of our rules, the higher success wins. So, Echo, you are getting up. You're putting your shoes on when Rose steps out. And she seems like she's already been up for a little bit.
Morning. You hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry. Sure.
Great. I'll like make some like basic breakfast, like enough for all 3 of us. Like some eggs and some toast. And I'll be like, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Great.
Black.
I'll make some coffee, and I will low-key force her to stay and hang out with us.
Eventually, Oliver's up at the smell of eggs and toast and coffee, and you're all together in the living room.
Oh shit, you're still here. That's okay. Yeah.
Rose made us breakfast.
Yeah, she does that.
Instead of eating, I'm gonna go get my notebook, and I'm gonna fill Echo in on everything we learned yesterday at the library. And also, I'm gonna tell her about imagining the circular room, just in case, in case something crazy happens and we're stuck with whatever this preta is, or whatever the fuck. So think about a circular room, because then it can't find you in a circular room, because apparently corners are its friend. I don't really understand it yet, but I'm going to.
But people who take reverb, that's what happens to them?
No, they see the beginning and ending of time, and then transcend reality.
By taking it, though, they can see, the preta can see them. If I'm understanding it right. And it doesn't seem like the god is bad, technically. It's just chaotic.
Yeah, he's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah. Like, he's the god of trickster and mischief and chaos.
He's like the devil.
Yeah, basic.
Yeah. So we gotta decide what's coming next. I don't know what you people are thinking about doing, but we need to discover whatever that is and start moving. I, for one, I'm gonna go see Vic for half a second so I can talk with him and get my job off my back and maybe get some material for recording things. I don't know.
It's not bad.
Anything else? Anybody? I think maybe we could go see Bad Luke, but maybe we should call Frog for that.
I was gonna call Frog and let her know what we found yesterday with all the research.
Okay.
But yeah, I was thinking Bad Luke, or we should check out the drop site that Echo found.
Okay.
What do you think, Echo?
Yeah, I mean, I can go look for something, but at the same time, I shouldn't be around you guys, so I don't...
You shouldn't be alone either.
I don't know. But I think it's safer, because they're not... The guys you're working with, they're not going to be happy when they see me. Because I did a lot to them. I told everybody about him.
Like what?
Yeah, I went to Pony Down afterwards.
Oh.
Oh.
Told them.
Oh shit.
And I spread the word around the block.
Oh shit, Echo.
What the fuck was I supposed to do?
Not that. Not that. Anything but that.
Yeah, but they showed up at my doorstep last night.
Yeah, you definitely can't be here. No, it does.
Oh, she can't be alone either.
Well, I gotta take my chances.
That's all you're gonna take. That's all you got left is chances.
Yeah, I'm backed in a fucking corner, where I didn't want to be. But, this is what I do for answering a phone call, right?
Yeah. This is what you get for being fucking friends with me.
Yeah. So I can go scope the dropout site. I know what I'm looking for.
Can you lay low with Pony Down?
Probably, but I'm already on ice with them too, so, I don't really got a place to go. So
Well, just keep calling me and I'll just come get you. And that way, at least at night, you're not alone. Safety in numbers. Even if we can't be seen together, there's no way they'll come here. When they come here.
Oh, they'll come here.
Yeah, I love you, but that's so wrong. I can't even tell you.
I mean, these guys are morons, but they can string two and two together. Ollie was the one who introduced us to all of this,
And if Frog decides that she doesn't like us, she knows where we are. They all know where we are. The only way they got into contact with me is because they already knew where I lived. There's not much we can do in the way of that.
Fuck, I hate this.
You do know that you have information that some of them don't have, so that is something as leverage the next time you do interact with them.
Goes away as soon as we give it to him.
All right, let's not think so much about our impending deaths. Let's try and get the whole getting our brains blown out by a crazy old man. Let's try and, focus. Let's get this shit done. Let's try and find out whatever this Preta is in Shukran and 50 more words I can't pronounce. Let's go do this.
I wouldn't go see Bad Luke without me.
So it sounds like Echo is going to kind of stake out the dead drop, but what are
I'm going to see
and
Vic,
Rose doing?
my camera guy.
Okay.
Because I was also supposed to for Larry anyways.
I'm gonna page it. Frog.
We'll say that you guys can have a conversation. What does that sound like?
Agent Frog, I found a little bit of information on the research you asked me to do yesterday.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What's up with that?
Is there any way I can tell her an amount, but maybe not all of it? Can I keep enough that it would be leverage for me, Ollie, and Echo?
What the things that you know that you have that they don't is Echo's mention of this tattoo, this Egyptian stylized eye. They pretty much know everything at this point about Shukran and this whole legend of Lao. Frog, is there anything you need to share with Rose? Or do you want to organize a time to meet up with the friendlies?
Yeah. There's a lot that's happened since the last time I saw you. So we should probably meet up somewhere. I'm a little thrown off right now, so I can't really think of where that might be. Maybe it would just be easier to meet somewhere neutral.
We could go to that diner again. I promise I won't jump out a window this time.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
You can set a time, maybe like 1 p.m. or something to meet. Oliver, you head out the door, and you head to your apartment, and there is a Detroit news van, and kind of leaning against the hood is an overweight man with a comb over, wearing jeans and like a t-shirt, and he's kind of eating an Egg McMuffin, and he sees you walking down the street.
My sweet, sweet Vic. I love him so much. Thank you for this gift, Sergio. This is the greatest gift you've ever given me.
He sees you and he's like, oh, hey, and he wipes his mouth and he's like, hey, I'm here. Larry says I'm supposed to follow you.
Yeah, you're here. You got some egg on your fucking face, Vic.
Yeah, thanks. Hey, so where are we going first?
We're not going anywhere. I got some questions, Vic.
Well, what do you mean we're not going anywhere? Where are we going?
We're not going anywhere. You can drive wherever you like. Say I was here, say we filmed the most beautiful footage of Angel's Night you have ever seen, and we've saved the city. But we're not going anywhere tonight.
Hey, man, all right.
You and me, we've always been cool, right? Let's get that out of here. Well,
you're
fuck
fine.
it. We've been friends, at least.
I'm busting your balls. You're fine.
Okay. I'm just saying. I need equipment, and I need you to make sure that Larry never finds out.
What kind of equipment?
Recording equipment. Anything that I could probably deceptively keep on my person. Reconnaissance
you mean
stuff.
like audio gear?
Yeah, like a wire.
A wire?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. He goes and he opens the van, the side door, and you can see that there are multiple cameras and different kinds of equipment that are used, lights. And he pulls out a small briefcase or small like Pelican case, and there is a lavalier. He has some tape, and he says, yeah, I mean, you can... No, wait a minute. Why are you taking this, and I'm not supposed to be going along with you? You know Larry's going to kick my ass if we don't get something.
Well, Vic, I have found something. I have found something so much bigger than Larry's entire existence that I don't think he's really appreciative of what I bring to the program here. So I'm going a little bit off the cuff here, and we're going to get some things done, and afterwards Larry's going to give me, I don't know, Pulitzer or something.
Make a persuade check.
Okay. A 31, so a success.
Nice. He hands you the audio, the lavalier, and he says, sounds better than what we were planning to do, so yeah, count me in.
Yeah. So you can cover all this? You got all this?
Yeah, I can cover that, but let me go with you. Let me film what you're doing.
Oh, Vic, I can't bring you in on this one. You remember I used to tell you old stories about covering riots and you know. You remember 81 when I told you I was hunting down something about those lightning strikes, and I told you I had something but I couldn't bring you in? It's just like that one.
Yeah, you got in trouble for that one.
Yeah, this is going to be the biggest trouble I've ever gotten into.
Alright, man, so you're telling me I just gotta go around town filming B-roll for this stupid story and I can't be a part of what you're doing?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you, Vic. And I promise you do this, I'll buy you another egg sandwich.
Deal.
Okay. Vic, I got one more thing for you. And this is very important. I need you to pay a whole lot of attention to this, so use your big brain, okay?
Get on with it.
Use your big, beautiful, sweet brain, Vic. Look at you, you beautiful son of a bitch. I've got maybe 2 days in the pike for this gig before everything goes public, right? It is sensitive enough that I may never come back to Detroit.
What?
Yeah. I just need you to focus with me, okay? Don't think so much about losing your most beautiful friend.
Is this like a hypothetical?
No. This is the least hypothetical situation you have ever heard in your life, Vic. In 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is, I will be gone.
Where are you going? Can you tell me?
No, we're good. But I'm going to leave something for you in the event that I cannot be there to break this story myself. In fact, I'm going to leave it for you in your name. You're going to drop it, and Vic is going to be the biggest journalist in Detroit. You got that?
You're crazy, man. I don't know.
The biggest fucking journalist in Detroit. So big, they may just put you on a statue with the egg sandwich.
Hey, man, are you okay? Have you been getting enough sleep and stuff?
Vic, I am so not okay, it's not even funny. But in 2 or 3 days, stop by the Secretary of State, and I want you to look for a box I'm going to leave for you.
Secretary of State?
Yeah. I mean, it's downtown. You'll find it. You know, you've been to the Secretary of State. Come on.
I know where the office
in the
is.
lines.
This doesn't make any sense, man. You're talking crazy.
I know, but I need you to do this for me, okay?
Right, yeah, I'll do it. Fine.
And I slap his cheeks a little. I go, all right, Vic, I gotta go. Be good, right?
Yeah, take care of yourself, man.
Yeah. I'll give
see
you
you
a
around.
call tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll let you know what's going on. You won't get this microphone back. Like, consider this whole mixing, it's gone.
You know I gotta tell Larry.
You don't.
You're a crazy motherfucker, Oliver.
Thank you.
I assume you leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you leave Vic on the corner just kind of like staring at you, a little dumbfounded as to what's going on.
Sergio, can I have done one more thing?
Sure.
If I have time, before we meet up with Frog, can I have gone to the library to research the eye?
Yeah, we'll say that's basically what you do with your morning before you are going to meet with Frog. Roll me a occult roll.
I'm gonna use my spooky dice. Spooky dice. Don't be assholes. Ah, motherfucker, 81. They were indeed assholes.
You go to the library and you start looking up. You start with like Egyptian, mythology and stuff like that, and you do find the interpretation of an eye in Egyptian fashion, where there's an eye and there's like these little lines that come off of it, and there's different versions. There's the eye of Horus, there is the eye of Anubis, and they have been used throughout history for different reasons. They have different symbology and things like that. You do not find an eye that resembles what Echo was describing. What she was describing was a much simpler version of the Eye of Horus or the Eye of Anubis, less flourishes and things like that. You do, though, read that it is common for certain cults to take on Egyptian iconography, the idea of the Egyptian mythology, as deep as you can get.
Frustrated, put the books away and head off to meet Frog.
Let's go to Echo. You're getting closer to the train station, and you're kind of waiting to cross a street. And you look across the street on the opposite end, and there is a man standing on the corner with this bleach blonde hair. Looks like he's Scandinavian or Nordic or something like that. He looks completely out of place on the streets of Detroit. And you notice someone come up to him, a young kid. They have some kind of exchange. The young kid walks away from him. And you would recognize this exchange as a drug deal of some kind.
What's he doing after? Has he noticed me?
He has not noticed you, no. He's kind of just walking the block. You know, he stopped at the corner where you were, and now he makes a little deal and he keeps walking. He's not straying very far from there's a stoop, and there's like what looks to be like somebody like kind of passed out with their hood up, kind of sleeping on the stoop.
I'm just gonna keep my distance, but just keep an eye on them to see how long they're gonna be standing on this corner.
Yeah, you eventually kind of post up somewhere that's out of his view, and every time you check, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes go by, he's still kind of hanging around, and you witness another drug deal.
But he's not moving, he's staying in that location?
He seems to be hanging out in the one place, yeah. You realize that this is the territory of Philip Douglas, one of the pushers that disappeared.
So this is not even their place to be pushing.
Whoever this is on the street corner, and he has, there's nobody challenging him because the person that kind of owned the block is gone.
I want to approach him and try to buy some reverb off of him.
He notices you coming, and he's kind of waiting for you to walk up. What do you say?
Hey man, I heard you're someone I can pull some verb off.
Who the fuck are you? And you can tell he has an accent.
I'm just somebody from the streets, and my name's Echo.
Give me a persuade check.
I got a 10%.
You got $30?
I pull out some money.
He whistles, and the person who is on the stoop with the hood up, he's wearing a hoodie, kind of like rises out of their stupor and walks over to him, and they pull out something from their pocket. The hooded figure kind of raises his head, and this person looks like they're on death's door. Their skin is pale. They've got this overgrown hair on their face, and their eyes are just completely blank and expressionless. They look like they're, in the middle of some kind of heroin high or something. It's Luca. It's definitely Luca. And he isn't even noticing you. He's not acknowledging you. He hands the little baggie to this blonde man, and the blonde man, in a handshake, hands it to you. And you watch... you know what? Give me a sanity check.
No! I succeed.
You do not lose any sanity, but you are absolutely shaken as you watch the man, the cousin that you have been looking for, just kind of stumble back to the stoop and kind of fall back asleep. And this blonde man says, "All right, get the fuck out of here, Echo."
Can I at least get the address number before I leave of the stoop that they're on?
Yeah, for sure. You look up and you see the number.
All right, I back away.
As hard as it is, you back away. What are you doing now, Echo?
Would Echo have heard that they're gonna go meet up with the other agents?
I think that they probably would have let you know, sure.
Is there enough time to call Rose before they meet, or?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll call Rose.
What do you say?
I found Luca.
What?
I found Luca.
Where is he?
He's at.
I thought he was missing.
He was missing, but I found him. He's with whoever's pushing Reverb. I met the guy that I've seen his face.
Okay. What part of town are you in?
I'm down near the train station.
Okay. Ollie and I are meeting with Frog here in half an hour. But after that, we can come to you.
Okay. I mean, what do they want with you guys?
I think she just has information to tell us. I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy.
Where are you guys going? Where are you guys meeting?
I'll tell her the diner, whatever the diner was, that I climbed out the window of. I'm not gonna climb out the window this time, but...
Okay, I get...
Do you want to stay there, or do you want to...
I mean, I shouldn't be there, but I don't know if you should be there either. I don't know.
I won't tell them that we saw you or anything.
Don't tell them anything I told you.
No, I've told them stuff that I think they already know. I've told them just enough to seem useful, I think. They don't know about the drops or anything like that.
Okay. I guess come find me when you guys are done.
Okay, we'll try to hurry.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of head towards the diner.
Okay, so you're gonna break away from Luca and you're gonna go head towards the diner.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Let's go back to our agents. Agents, you are in front of a very large computer, admittedly, but there are also like old case files and things like that in this room. This is basically the research room. Agent Wu sits down and says, "All right, what names do you want to look up?"
Spider J and Bad Luke. Street names, of course.
Let's start with Spider J, since he's the most anomalous of these people. Starts looking it up. Takes a few minutes, but he is able to eventually find a case file. There is a man whose street name is Spider J, but he goes by the name Jacob Simmons. Jacob Silas is his middle name, Silas. Simmons is his last name. Jacob is a black male. His age is 32. He is a U.S. Army veteran, and he has in his record he's a former contractor with a heavily militarized security firm. He currently has no employment record for the last 2 years, no fixed address. He does have family in town, and Simmons has a interesting record. He locally definitely has some drug charges, has a lot of battery charges. He seems to be a violent individual, and he was actually court-martialed from his time in the Army. As he looks it up, there seems to be suspicion of smuggling, and that was the reason why he was court-martialed. He received a dishonorable discharge, and his known accomplices, or people that he kind of runs with, are varied, but it does say that he has, last time it was checked, a girlfriend named Tanika Tillerson, but no information as to where he currently is, where he's currently staying. Agent Wu kind of finishes giving you the rundown of the information they have on Jacob Simmons, Spider J, and he says, if you want, I could put out an APB for Tanika and Jacob if any of them show up in some way.
Yes, that would be optimal. Do we also have an address or a contact number for the mother?
Yeah, there is a number here, although it says she's had issues of being moved a few times. Might be an old number, but you can try it. While you guys are talking about these names and maybe what to do next, there's a knock on the door, and Agent Constance, Debra Constance, is standing in the doorway, and she says, "Excuse me, can I have a private word with the three of you?"
Don't see why not.
You follow her to her office.
We're in trouble.
She stands behind her desk. You guys close the door, and she says, "I got a report here this morning that some police officers said they had 3 federal agents, or whatever you are, shooting gunshots, including a rifle, at around midnight last night. Is this true, Agent Frost?"
Yeah.
Why was I not informed about this?
We had to act quickly.
You had to act quickly. You could have told me that you were planning to do a stakeout. I'm still the lead of this investigation.
Technically, I don't have to tell you anything.
Okay, so here's what happened. We received the information, and the plan was just to surveil, and one of the people on our team was put into a highly compromising position, so we decided to move closer to the investigation without blowing their cover, and unfortunately that ended in some violence. As far as we're concerned,
For the record, we fired in self-defense.
Speaking of that, I checked the FBI records because I know that the Detroit Police Department do not carry heavy rifles. A requisition was made yesterday for it in the name of, and he names you, Agent Frost. She names you, Vivian Davenport. Vivian, could I ask, why is a U.S. Marshal involved in this investigation?
You don't need to know why a U.S. Marshal is involved in this investigation. That's above your pay grade.
That's cute, Agent Fluke. Listen, I'm going to make myself very clear here. I am removing Frost and Fluke from this investigation, and I would like you to leave the police department, please. By the way, I've informed your higher-ups. You're going to be investigated. She gestures for the door. She says, "I don't want to see you guys here in this police office or involved with this study again."
You haven't heard the last of us, I'm afraid.
I'm just gonna look and I'll be like, oh no, this is not gonna go the way you want it to. And I'm just gonna be like, just kind of laugh and just be like, okay, and just walk out.
Fluke and Frost step out of the office, and she turns to you, Agent Frog. She says, Bluth, I am incredibly disappointed in you. Now, I am not your superior, but it would be my duty to inform your superiors of what you've been up to, this recklessness. But I don't want to do that, because I like you, Alicia. You do good work. But I need you to come clean. I need you to tell me what the hell is going on. Who are those people, and why are they here?
All right. Okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you. So here's the deal. We all know about Reverb. It's a big problem. We're doing the best we can, and these people are here to make sure that the best that we can do is actually enough. And I know that it's mysterious as hell, and they're really not the best in terms of soft skills, but they have been incredibly helpful in getting this done. And honestly, I really wouldn't be here this morning had they not been there last night. So I understand that this is a lot and it's not as cute as it can be, but they're important, and I need them around. And I can come clean about a lot of the details, but to be honest, I'm a little off right now. So if I have some time to organize everything and get it down, I can promise I will get it to you. But
Frog, take a seat and tell me what I don't know. I want to know everything, Bluth. You can trust me. Cutting to the chase, Agent Frog, do you or do you not tell her the truth?
Excuse me.
Solid choice. Let the dice decide.
I tell her that, I tell her up to the point where we don't know, like, I tell her everything, but we don't know where they're going. I don't say anything about the elephant or disappearing or the room with no corners, just we don't know where they're going. And those two are going to help us. They have insight about where they're going.
She believes you, and she is intrigued and perplexed at the strange things you have been finding. The incident of Nunez disappearing, but she says, I want to know who these guys are. Where they come from? What organization are they a part of? I know that he was FBI and she's Marshals, but why are they here? She seems to be specifically asking you, what is your connection to these people? Look, I can help you, okay? If you need another hand, I'm here. You don't have to tell you don't have to tell them I'm involved. But come on, you gotta have somebody watching your back.
As Agent Frost and I walk out of the building, I kind of grab her by the shoulder, lean into her and say, we're gonna have to take care of her too. And just pat her on the shoulder and continue to the car.
I'm gonna continue to the car.
If you decide you want to lie to her, make a persuasion check.
Get a choice.
Tell her. Shit. I'm gonna tell her.
You begin telling her your involvement with this strange agency, about how you were picked, and how Fluke and Frost have shown up before in the past. And there's some kind of government organization that oversees weird shit. You go into detail about it. And Debra is, pretty stoic about it. She maintains her composure. But after a moment of kind of letting it soak in, she says, Frog, you're in over your head. You need my help. I'm worried about you now. This stuff sounds crazy.
It's a bit much, but I don't need a wire. I'll be all right.
Okay. Well, just keep me informed, okay?
Yeah, of course.
All right. I won't tell your superiors. Just please, just keep me informed, okay?
I will, and I'm going to leave.
Yeah, you do so.
Okay. We searched all the names, right? Okay, then I'm gonna go
You don't need
outside.
anything else from that office. I don't fucking care.
Yes. I'm gonna go meet you guys outside.
Okay. It's about that time that you know you're supposed to meet with the friendlies.
And then as Agent Frog exits the building, I'll skeptically look her up and down and say, Agent Frog, I trust that our confidence has not been jeopardized.
Of course not. I got in some hot water, but that's fine.
What do you know about her, Debra Constance? Do you know where she lives? Does she have any family?
I tend to not stalk my coworkers just from jump, but
You gotta know something.
You do know she currently lives in Detroit.
Yeah.
You've never heard her talk about family,
okay.
but she has an apartment or a home somewhere likely in Detroit.
Yeah, and she's from around here, she is around here, but she's really good at her job, and that's it.
It's about 1 p.m. and the friendlies, Oliver and Rose, and the agents of FCEL have all met at that same Greasy Spoon diner that you guys had lunch the day before.
Ooh, Agent Frost and I are going to hang back for a second and let Agent Frog go in first.
So Oliver and Rose, when you enter, Frog is waiting for you at a table.
Good morning, Agent Frog. You're injured.
Yes, I got hit by a car, but that's
You got hit.
I told you I had a meeting that I had to get to yesterday night. It surprised me, but the van was there. Yeah, we had a lead on something, and I guess it technically turned out all right, but at the same time it really didn't. So, but that's not why I arranged the meeting, and I'm good now. I mean, they let me leave, so I'm good. How was your time? What did you guys do?
It was good. There were no cars, mostly books.
We told you about my potential connection and Mr. Muhammad. I told you about that, and I told you about the books this morning. That's really all we've got so far.
All right. Well, we ran a couple of names. We found out about Spider J. I don't know if that rings a bell for you guys at all. But probably the source of Reverb here.
Did y'all get a physical description for Spider?
Yeah, he's sort of a built 32-year-old black guy who used to work in security. That's pretty much it. I mean, we found out his real name. Jacob Simmons. Means anything to y'all, but we don't know where he lives. But he's in the city. He's around.
Okay.
Now, did you guys happen to take any pictures of the when you were looking at the marks? I think you drew a picture of like the spiral the other day.
Yeah, I'll pull out my journal and I'll flip to the page and hold it up.
And we're thinking that it might be attached to this Shukran guy because we think it might be in the shape of his lotus. If you look at the patterns, it kind of follows a similar shape. We're thinking might be what's left over after whatever this drug does to you.
Right.
Maybe the Preta.
Fluke and Frost, what are you guys up to?
I am tapping on, while they're in there talking, I tap on Frost's shoulder and I say, get the back entrance, get ready to move. And I'll kick my way out of the car and I'll wait by the front entrance and wait for Agent Frost to move around back.
You guys are able to do that, yeah. Agent Fluke, give me an alertness check.
That is a success.
Across the street, there's a couple of little boys hanging around, bouncing a basketball between each other, and you happen to look up as one of them kind of locks eyes with you, and they run around the other side of a building and disappear.
Yes, Echo's protecting us.
Shit. Okay.
Echo, where are you in all of this? I remember you saying you wanted to be close.
Yeah, I was kind of heading towards the diner. I was figuring maybe, I don't know how long it would take me to head that direction, but I assume I'm like a block away or so.
I mean, do you want to be within eye shot of the diner? I will say you certainly could.
Yeah.
So make an alertness check for me.
I succeed. The 70.
You stop and you kind of duck behind an alleyway and you peer out. You can see the diner, and you do in fact see Agent Fluke, who's kind of hanging around the front. that's when you hear an engine revving, and you look to your left, and you see a car pass you. You recognize some faces in there, some pony-down guys in this car.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Let's go back inside. Is there anything left for the friendlies to talk about?
What do you Agent Frog? Where are the other two? I thought they would be with you.
They're supposed to be. I'm gonna see if I can get up and check. Or just like poke, because I think I could probably see Fluke outside. I'm just gonna walk out and just check on him.
Sure, you walk out and you see your patrol car where you guys, the car you've been using, and it's empty. And you look around and sure enough you see, kind of hanging on the corner of the building is Agent Fluke.
As soon as I see Agent Fluke, Frog's face pop out the door, I'll say, well, I guess now's as good a time as any then. And I radio to Agent Frost and I say, move. And I enter the building and I look at Rose Alvarado and I say, Rose Alvarado, you are under arrest for impeding a federal officer and accessory to a federal crime. Place your hands behind your back, please.
What are you talking about?
You begin to read her rights, and as that happens, a car starts speeding down the street, and a guy, he literally leans out the window, he is carrying a submachine gun and starts firing at the diner.
I'm jumping in front of the friendlies! I'm getting in front of the friendlies! Oh my god!
Get down!
I will say that you are all within range to make a dodge roll, like there's chairs and seats and things like that. Fluke, what are you doing?
I will tackle Rose.
I will say that you don't have the movement to do that. You can either dodge, or you can run towards her and risk getting shot. Like, you can get right up on top of Rose.
Well, I want to arrest her. I don't want her to get shot yet. So I'm gonna dive.
You hear gunshots ringing out, the glass is shattering to the diner. You have literally a moment to do. Are you running towards Rose, or are you ducking?
I would rather take another bullet than have her get shot right now, so I'm running to her.
Are you I'll say that within that turn, you could effectively grab her and, like, pick her up, or are you gonna, like, be a body shield for her?
I want to get her to the ground so she doesn't get hit.
Okay. Anyone that is dodging or basically trying not to get shot at, make a dodge roll.
Like, as I'm dodging, can I be, like, dodging and pulling my backpack off?
No, all you can pretty much do is either drop. I mean, this is literally happening instantaneously. So, who succeeded in their dodge?
Sergio, I don't even know that Ollie would be dodging. I think he'd be running after Rose, too.
This is a game mechanic. You can choose to dodge. If you would like to make yourself a shield, then I will say that you are not dodging and you are susceptible to getting hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Jesus.
So
Now,
Rose potentially has
I don't
3
think
people
if
on
I-
top of her trying to keep her
If I see
safe.
people trying, then I'm gonna try to, like, flip a table, like, to cover whoever's
nice.
moving towards.
I think you could, yeah, that counts as basically dodge, yes. But you are dodging.
Do I need to make a roll since 3 people are on top of me?
No, I'm going to say that you have quite a bit of body armor right now, just like natural body armor.
Literal body armor.
Did anyone succeed their dodge roll?
Nope.
No one succeeded their dodge roll.
Fuck.
I'm going to make a lethality check.
Oliver,
No,
like,
not
don't
here.
fucking die
There's
on me.
so many other setups, not
Okay.
here.
Anyone that failed is going to take 2 points of damage. The glass shatters around you. You know, some people get thrown as they get up and start running. Everyone takes a little bit of damage in one way or another. The block just erupts in chaos as this car continues rolling down, turns a corner, and disappears. Ollie, you are going to take an additional 2 points of damage, which is what Rose would have taken.
Gotcha.
People in the restaurant are screaming and fleeing and running. If we still have intentions, then let's go with our initiative. I believe, Fluke, you have the top of the initiative.
I am handcuffing Rose.
I'll say this: it's got to be an opposed strength check, unless you just think you're going to fail, Rose.
I'm sure as hell gonna try. My strength is jack shit.
Okay, so
but I'm
both of
trying.
you give me opposed strength checks.
Fucking shaking.
Success with a 56 out of. Oh no, that's actually a fail. I got a 56, and my strength times 5 is a 55.
Okay, Rose, what'd you roll?
I got a success for the 47.
Okay, he's going to slap the cuffs on you, but you rip your hand out of the way, and he has spent his turn attempting to do that. Agent Frog, it is your turn.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to try to make sure everyone gets out. I'm just gonna make a general call, make sure that no one is like in critical condition, clearly about to die.
It does look like Oliver's bleeding pretty badly from his leg.
Okay, then, okay, all right. And I, try to find something, I don't even know, something to wrap, to make another tourniquet, or at least suppress the bleeding. Hella napkins, yeah.
Yeah, you run over him to help. I believe the next highest initiative is all of the friendlies, so let's have Echo go first. Echo, you hear the gunshots, you hear the tires squealing, you hear the glass shattering. You see that the diner has been attacked. What are you doing?
I'm gonna run towards the diner because I know Oliver and Rose are in there, and I'm gonna see if there's any way I can grab somebody or at least assess the situation.
I'll say that you can get as far as running to the window, and you can see clearly through the broken glass. There are the agents of FCEL and Rose and Oliver, and it looks like Fluke is in the middle of trying to grab Rose, and Oliver's bleeding on the ground, and Agent Frog is attending to him, but that's about all you can do this turn. Rose, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna kick off of wherever the hell Fluke's holding on to me, and I'm scrabbling over to Ollie. Ollie, are you okay? What happened? You got shot in the leg. Oh god, oh fuck. And I'm gonna numb hands scramble for my backpack and try and get the first aid kit out, and if I can't help him, I'm just gonna push it at Frog. Because I know Fluke's coming after me next turn, so I'm just gonna push it at Frog and say, help him, please say help him.
Of course, yeah.
You do have a first aid kit, and you have proficiency with that kit. Go ahead and give me a first aid roll.
I failed.
Okay, it's too much blood. Though you are able to kind of get the wound sealed off to the point where it's not bleeding further, and you suspect it'll probably start slowly hemorrhaging. He's not going to get any better anytime soon. Oliver, it is your turn if you wanted to do something.
I'm pretty hurt. I think he's sort of angrily flailing there on the floor, trying to keep Fluke at bay, and sort of pushing himself against the medicine that's trying to be applied to him. But outside of that, there's not a lot he can do right now. He's a little hazed.
So if you'd like, you can hold your action that if Fluke approaches, you...
I'm going to sock him.
Attack him, or you punch him, something like that. Okay, got it. Agent Frost, you are... I'll say that you did not successfully get into the building, so you basically have kind of run up to the front street, and you see Echo kind of looking through the window, and you see all the broken glass.
Did I take any... Then if I didn't get in, I wasn't a part of the whole situation, so does that mean...
Yeah, so you did not take any damage.
Okay, so I'm walking into the front. Basically, I'm stuck with the point of going after the car or going into the diner, correct?
Yes.
But you do see Echo.
I do see Echo.
You guys lock eyes awkwardly.
Okay.
Roxanne.
All right. So I see Echo. I'm going to shout, "Get the fuck on the fucking ground, hands behind your back, right now. Right now. I will fucking shoot your ass right this second. Get the fuck on the ground on your knees." And
Are you aiming a gun at her? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm pointing that fucking thing at her, and I'm gonna take out my handcuffs, and I'm gonna be ready to...
Do you want to hold your action that if she does anything other than what you just instructed her to, you will fire at her?
Yeah, that's what I will hold and see how she...
We're a great team, guys.
Oh.
What makes you think this is a team? What makes...
I miss our fuck-ups. So much.
Back at the top of the initiative, it's Agent Fluke.
I draw my service pistol, I cock it, I point it at Rose, and I say, we just added assaulting a federal officer to that list and resisting arrest. Hands behind your back.
Oh! I didn't touch you.
Hands behind your back. This is your last warning.
Echo and Rose, what are you guys doing?
is Rose near me enough where I can get to her and get her out?
Well, I'll say this. If you use your action and you use your movement, you can kind of move through the shop, but you're not going to necessarily be able to do anything other than, like, move with her. Like, if you both run at the same time, I'll say that you can, both run in the same direction.
Can we say that... So are we basically saying that Agent Frost and I have held actions to shoot?
Yes, yeah.
No, I'm gonna look at Rose and I'm gonna be like, run. I'm also gonna pull out. Can I pull out my gun first before I run and pop a shot?
Technically, I skipped Agent Frog's turn. Frog, you see Agent Fluke pull out his gun and he's threatening one of the friendlies. Before anybody else acts, do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to knock the gun out of his hand or stop. Try to grab his arm at least to try to get his attention. Like, we didn't talk about this.
Frog, make an unarmed combat roll.
Okay, let's do it. I got a 99.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That's a critical failure. Agent Frog, you go to move the weapon and it discharges. Agent Fluke, make an attack roll.
No.
I did not do this. I would like to point that out. I did not. Success with the 22.
Okay, so that's a success.
Oh no.
Okay, please roll a d10.
I just wanted to use her as leverage. I did not want to kill her. 8 points of damage.
That's 8 points of damage. Agent Frog, you are shot in the throat. It does not go through your throat, but it basically blows a hole in the side of your throat. You have taken over 5 points of damage. Give me a Constitution times 5 roll.
Okay, that's a 29.
You do not fall on the floor and you are not stunned. However, you have just been shot in the throat. You stumble backwards and you're like, instinctively gripping your throat as blood is pumping out of your neck. I need everybody to make sanity checks.
Since I'm adapted to violence and hopelessness, does that help me at all?
Yes, I'm sorry. So, Fluke, you do not need to roll.
The symmetry is disgusting.
You just got merited.
I passed. Thank you.
You just got merited.
I failed.
Anybody that passed, please put a check mark next to violence being adapted to it. So anyone that was not shot, roll a d6. Frog, please roll a... you roll me a d4.
Okay.
It's 2 for me.
And, Sergio, to clarify, I wasn't shot. I just
Yes.
got hit with some glass, correct? Okay.
Sergio, I was shot. What do I roll?
Well, you're going to definitely roll a sanity check.
Okay. I failed that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to roll I'm going to say that in total you're going to roll a d6.
Okay.
If you succeeded on your sanity check, put a check mark next to adapted to violence, and you only lose 1 sanity. Okay, Echo, are you going to follow through with your idea of running? You also know that you are within range of trying to disarm Agent Frost.
My whole goal is to get Rose out of this place. So, yeah, I'm gonna go after Frost.
Okay, make an unarmed combat strike against Frost.
Yes, 31, succeed.
Question, because I held my action to see what what Echo would do. Don't I?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're right. You're allowed to make an attack against her. Go ahead.
Oh, then I succeeded.
Oh, shit.
8.
Holy shit.
Are you alive?
Yes, I'm still alive.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
You definitely you take that bullet and it hurts badly, but the adrenaline is pumping and it just feels like somebody punched you really hard, but in your back. But you're still up. Agent Frost is suddenly surprised by one of her allies getting shot by another ally. It gives you a moment to slap her hand. The gun goes flying and kind of skids out into the street. And with the rest of your movement, you leap into the diner and you get to Rose. It is Rose and Oliver's turn. Rose, I suppose you're going to run with Echo?
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Ollie really quick and just say, no, fuck, I can't leave him. Fuck, I can't leave him.
Leave him.
I can't.
You leave him.
I can't.
You leave him. You fucking leave him.
You can't.
You leave him now.
Go.
Let's go.
Fucking go.
Pushing out the door.
Go. I'll see you later.
At the top of the initiative, it's Agent Fluke. You see Agent Fluke running out the back of the diner, Echo and Rose. And you also see Frog now, like, gurgling blood out of her mouth and out of her throat.
I instinctively, my training kicks in, I take 2 steps back, gun gets raised to my head, I'm pointing it right at Rose's head, and I say, don't you fucking move or I will end you.
Okay, you'll hold your action. Frog.
Then I'm going to, just full, like, I don't have much left, so I'm literally just going to throw myself on Fluke, as much as I can.
Sounds like you're trying to pin him, right? Trying to get him...
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an unarmed combat roll.
This is not as great. I'm gonna try it again. That's a success!
You manage to grab him and pin him against the wall. Agent Fluke, it's Echo and Rose's turn. They both are running for it. You can make a shot, but you'll be at -20. In fact, I'll say it's at -40.
Okay. Can I say I'm trying to make a non-lethal shot, or do I only
Yeah,
have
I mean,
one
this is
option?
like split second
Remind me of
happening. You're basically just firing, but it's going to be at -40.
It's 70 minus 40, which puts me at a, I need to get below a 30, and I rolled a 26.
Oh my god, that is fucking insane! Holy shit!
No!
Wait, no, you cut out. I
Are
don't
you
know what
fucking
fucking
kidding me?
26.
Oh my god!
He rolled a 26 under
Fuck
30.
you fuck.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
I'll try the
Oh,
I'll try the roll. I'll try the roll low.
26. He needed a 30 and he
Try
got a
the roll.
26. This motherfucker.
Low
no,
rolls,
this
low rolls,
is wrapping
low
up
rolls.
today.
It's 8 points.
I'm alive. I'm still alive. I'm still up.
Okay, so because of Frog's kind of getting in your way, you fire a shot. It still hits Rose, but her shoulder, boosh. At this point, Rose and Echo have made their way out of the diner and are well on their way.
As we're going, I'm telling her everything about Debra Constance. I'm like, if one of us goes down, you find Debra Constance, you tell her every fucking thing you know about this motherfucker. And I have one of her hands, and we're fucking running towards the police station.
Running to the police station, copy.
Or if you're going with me, if you're not, that's cool too. But I'm telling her if one of us.
No, I'm gonna come with you, but I want to put Rose in front of me in terms of stuff just in case. And I'm also gonna tell her it's like if you can't get to the police station, find my cousin Cece, my cousin's girl Cece. She'll be able to help you. Tell her that I sent you. Tell her that Robin sent you.
You're coming with me.
I don't know about that. Let's keep moving.
Okay. Yeah, I can't fucking write notes. My hand is shaking so bad.
Agents of F-Cell, it's slowly starting to quiet down. There are still people kind of running out of the diner. Oliver's on the ground. You could hear in the distance
really
the sounds
quick.
of police sirens.
Because I think I was at the bottom of the chain. Do I do something? Because I wasn't shot and I'm still healthy. I could still technically give chase.
If you'd like to give chase, you can.
Girls, better get your heels out because I'm coming.
Is that what you're going to do? Jesus Christ. So Agent Frost just makes a run for
Bambi
it.
like speed.
We'll get to that.
I'm sweating.
Frog, Fluke, and Oliver, what are you doing?
Is Frog on the floor now after pushing Fluke with her body?
I'll say that,
like
yeah, she basically collapses at this point. She is still conscious, but she's still
Yeah.
bleeding from the neck.
Is there like a dish rag or something, anything to block the bleeding on the floor there? And I'll hobble, prone, I'll drag myself over and I'll get that on her neck immediately. I have 0% in medicine, but I'm hoping that does something.
If you have, if you're not proficient, it doesn't do anything. Well, actually, I'll allow you to roll your first aid to see if you can stop the bleeding.
Okay, I do have first aid, I just don't have medicine. Oh, well then I might just use that.
Just roll your first aid and see if you succeed.
27 under 30.
You'll roll a d4, and that's how much she will heal.
Okay.
But Agent Fluke, as the Friendly and Frog are doing their thing, people are running out of the diner, people are running in the streets, the Rose, the person you wanted to apprehend, is now gone. What are you doing? In fact, give me a sanity check.
Yeah. How can we make this worse?
Damn it.
Froggy, you get 3 back.
Thank you.
Did you succeed?
No, I failed.
So your disorder kicks in, you are blindingly angry. Are you going after your quarry? What are you doing?
I hold my gun up above my head and I yell, "Everybody get the fuck down! You're all witnesses to multiple felonies! You're all gonna stay here for questioning! Do you understand me?" And I fire twice into the air. And I look down to Agent Frog and Agent Oliver on the ground, and I say, "You are both under arrest for impeding a federal officer, obstruction of justice, and assault." And I read them both their rights. I will handcuff Frog and Oliver, and I will hold my badge up above my head, and I will wait for the police to arrive, and I will take these two into my custody, and I will be taking them to the FBI field office at the earliest available opportunity.
Oh shit!
And I think that's a good place to end it for the day.
Oh shit! No.
Two detectives and a criminal sketch artist sit awkwardly in lounge chairs beside the indoor pool of the Best Western in Lansing, Michigan. 3 kids wrapped in wet neon towels sit across from the officials as doting parents instruct them to cooperate. "Kids, you can go back in the pool once you've told the nice police officers what you told Mommy and Daddy." Stacy, the oldest of the 3, spits out her gum and speaks up. She recounts that one night ago, while returning late from the pool, they overheard an unusual conversation between 2 grown-ups, a man and a woman. They were arguing loudly in the hallway, and Stacy succinctly recalls that the man, a tall brunette, yelled,
"Or am I going to have to kill another person every time he decides that he gets to do this?"
The shorter brunette woman seemed to notice the kids and nervously changed the subject, as if rehearsing for a play. As the officers press the kids for more physical details, the criminal sketch artist is already at work. Rough shapes become more refined outlines, and every clue the children give up brings clarity to the render. After an hour of putting their descriptive abilities to the test, the kids are finally let loose and they triumphantly leap back into the pool. The sketch artist flips their pad to face the detectives. They see 2 faces drawn. Faces that strongly resemble those of Agent Tuck and Agent Merritt.